Welcome back to Wall Street Week, and I'm joined today by our special guest, House Ways and Means Committee Chairman Kevin Brady. We're doing a deep dive on tax reform today. And Mr. Chairman, just a moment ago I asked you about the border adjustment tax no longer being considered. That was going to raise $1 trillion. Are you looking for another tax to insert in its place?
The answer is no.
Okay,
what we are doing is looking at the tax code that now, since President Reagan reformed, has become littered with special exemptions, exclusions, loopholes, all that, all of which, by the way, raise tax rates. So with the White House and Senate, we're scrubbing all those provisions, all in the goal of, do you have a special provision for some, or do we lower the rates and become competitive for every business in America, including that mom and pop on the corner and the corporations that compete around the world? So it is not easy work. It's hard work, to work through those. But we're just committed to lowering that rate and unleashing that business investment that we need to get the economy moving.
Is that where the debate is going to be in terms of what deductions stay and go? Because if you look at certain congressmen, like, for example, the one from New York, Peter King, he was on the program recently and said, look, my constituents are never going to go for the elimination of the deduction of state and local taxes. My constituents are never going to go for the elimination of the mortgage, deduction, which, of course, you mentioned earlier.
So
but the point is you've got lots of competing interests. So how do you decide what deductions go?
You do, and then so take that all on the family side and then quadruple it on the business side as well, because there are a lot of industries with specific provisions. But here's what I know. The lower we take these rates, the more we reward business investment. It changes the game. When the tax rates are high, as they are the highest in the world, every industry is looking for that special provision. When those rates are low and competitive, and they can invest and build that new plant and equipment and the new technology and computers and all that, and immediately write off, all of a sudden those provisions don't have the power that they had before, or the importance that they had before. So this all ties together. If we do it right on the rates, those provisions and the importance of it lessens dramatically.
Do you think you're going to have the common ground on tax reform? I mean, look, you can worry about the Democrats who have not been participating in any way, shape, or form in governing. But then you also have to worry about the Republicans. Look within your own chamber. You have a lot of disagreement. If you lose one vote, I mean, does everything collapse?
Yes. So I've never seen this much commitment among House Republicans on any issue ever. This is why we came to Congress, to fix this broken tax code. And while we all have preferences, the bottom line is we know we have to get it done. And back home, my families, our local businesses, they're starved and counting on us getting this job done. So I'm really optimistic we can do this. And in fact, I'm counting on delivering it to the President's desk this year.
In a separate situation, you're also looking at the IRS. You want to make it smaller. You want to make it more transparent. You want to make it less red tape. There was an op-ed on Friday in the Journal, Trump's IRS swamp. People want to see the head of the IRS gone. He targeted conservatives. We know that. What's the story on the IRS?
It is time for long past time for John Koskinen to go. We need a fresh start at that agency, both for credibility and both to do what we want to do, which is we want to bust up the IRS as is today with the fair and simpler tax code and redesign it really into a 21st century agency focused on taxpayer service. That means what we envision, a business unit staffed with business tax experts to answer business questions, a similar one for our families, in effect sort of a small claims court to help resolve those minor disputes families and local businesses get into. We think you can do much better in that agency, and that bill won't go with the tax reform area. It will be separate, but I think it's critical.
It is critical. A lot of people want to see that.